Welcome to session 3 of our Skills to Cashflow Masterclass. I believe in the previous sessions, people have been able to complete the skills audit. Apart from the skills audit, people have been able to identify or define their profitable vertical skill. Apart from that, I do believe people have also committed to their project mandate, and I believe people now know what they are selling and what proof of capability is. And today, I believe, is arguably going to be the most critical day, what we call the visibility engine. In the digital economy, having a world-class skill that no one sees is the same as having no skill at all. But you don't need to worry about it because we are going to fix that right away. In session 3, the visibility engine, we shall be turning your profile into a magnet. We shall be turning your profile into a magnet. So we shall start by looking at what I call the 3 C's of content. These 3 C's of content basically apply on every platform, whether TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, X, any platform, they work on it. But I will take a case study of LinkedIn. In the Ugandan context, many professionals view LinkedIn as just an online CV. But trust me, that's the old way of looking at things. The new way is to treat it as a publishing platform and a client magnet. Every time you post, you should be serving one of the 3 C's. The first C is capability. You have to ensure that the content you are posting proves you can solve a problem. How can you do that? 1, share your project mandate. For example, if you are an accountant, post a screenshot of a simplified monthly cash flow template that you built. If you are a social media expert, you are meant to critique a local brand's reset campaign and offer a quick fix. In our second C, it's what we call credibility. This content has to ensure and that you're sharing. It has to share insights and it has to engage with industry news. You have, for example, to comment on any article about the new local tax laws. For example, if you're an accountant, still, or you have to offer a prediction on the next big tech trend in East Africa. Your goal in this should be to position yourself as a thought leader who understands the bigger picture. Then in our third C, it stands for client focus. The content that you put out has to be able to ask questions directly related to the client's pain point. Let's take an example of Ugandan small medium enterprises. The question may come in this way. What is the single biggest accounting headache you face right now? All developers, for example, may ask a question like this. Are you still writing boilerplate code when this AI tool can do it faster? Your goal in all this should be able to start a conversation that ends in a contract. You are fishing for problems, remember, that you can solve. So crucially, do not just share articles. Add your opinion and your expertise to every post. This is what differentiates you from a news generator. Then we shall continue to our next thing, building a landing page. We've said your profile is the engine. If your profile is generic, the client magnet fails. So let's now focus on the two most crucial areas. The headline of your profile. Stop using generic titles like recent graduate or looking for opportunities, maybe computer science student, web developer, and start something new. So in this new formula, you might improve your target client, you add on the problem you solve, you add on the value you deliver. For example, if I take accounting, you may say financial reconciliation specialist, helping e-commerce, small medium enterprises in Kampala cut tax errors by 30% using Xerox automation. When you look at this, you realize your target client. You've included your target client, the problem you solve, and the value you deliver. Then when we come to the about section, this about section summarizes the value. So in your about section, don't just list the history. State clearly who you helped and how you helped them. Don't talk about yourself. Talk about them. I mean the clients, the people that you help to create value for. So you are meant to start with the client in Spain. For example, start with something like this. Are you an SME owner wasting 10 hours a month fighting with spreadsheets? 2, follow with your solution. I design and implement simple, low-cost systems to eliminate the headache. Then end with a clear call to action. For example, DM me to start with a free 15-minute audit. So by doing all this, you're going to ensure that you create an interesting profile. Then, after creating that profile, we realize there's what we call, there's a need for networking. You don't have to be a ghost. In Uganda, networking often means collecting phone numbers at a function. Online, it's about meaningful interaction. Don't just send connection requests. Engage strategically. Your daily mandate should be to engage at least with the 5 industry leaders, whether they are local CEOs, successful freelancers, or international recruiters. So after engaging, after finding the 5 industry leaders, you are meant to, number 2, turn on the notifications for their posts. 3, you are meant to comment within 1 hour of them posting. 4, you are meant to add value. Don't say, great post, say something like this. I agree, especially how this relates to mobile money integration in Kampala's fintech space. Have you considered X and X solution? So this consistent high-value interaction puts your name and your expertise directly in front of the people who write the checks. That means you'll have networked strategically. After networking strategically, remember, your content feed is your portfolio. So you have to build what you call a living portfolio. By building a portfolio, you have to understand that this is the intersection of what we covered in session 2 and session 3. Your content feed should be a living portfolio where a client scrolls your profile. They shouldn't need a separate link to see your work. They should see a timeline of constant capability building. If you learned a new Python library this week, post just debugged a tricky data scrapping issue using pandas. Took me 3 hours, but here is the quick fix for others facing this issue. This post proves you can code better than any transcript. 2, if you finalized your bookkeeping template, post my finished monthly cash flow template. You involve the link, you put the link to the template and continue. It took me 3 or 5 hours to build. If you need it customized for your NGO, DM me. This transparent, constant stream of work is the ultimate proof of expertise. As we summarize, in session 3, we built the engine. We also built the portfolio, the content, and the engagement strategy to ensure you are seen. But how do you ensure that visibility leads to actual profitable sales? How do you move from the exposure conversation to the inverse conversation? We shall be dismantling this all in session 4. Session 4 shall be what we call the cash flow streams. So in the cash flow streams, we shall dismantle the biggest self-sabotaging mistake, what I would like to refer to as hourly pricing. Then 2, I shall introduce to you what I call value-based pricing and show you how to charge $100 for a service you might think is only worth 50,000 Ugandan shillings. Then 3, I shall help you define and launch your 72-hour minimum viable offer, the exact steps to get your first digital income stream flowing this week. So if you are ready to finally get paid what you are truly worth and start generating cash flow, you absolutely cannot miss session 4.